Mike Florio's pre-camp power rankings is the worst piece of content I've ever seen in my life. For two reasons. Well, for a lot of reasons, but two main reasons. Every team has one line associated with their ranking. One line. There's no descriptions. There's no stats. There's not even a record on it. There's not an indication of what they did the year before. No, it's one line. I'll give you a line. Ready? I'll give you an epic line that Mike Florio came up with in his team. Genius, by the way. I don't know how they came up with this. They have the Seahawks ranked 21st, ahead of the Jets, by the way. I'll get into the Jets ranking, but the Seahawks are ahead of the Jets. Makes a lot of sense. The Bears are also ahead of the Jets. The Vikings are also ahead of the Jets, and the Broncos and the Saints, but we'll get into that. The Seahawks, 21st. Can Geno Smith hold off Sam Howell? That's it. 21st is the Seahawks. You would think there'd be some indication why are they 21st. 21st for them is pretty good, I would say. Not many power rankings have them 21st, ahead of the Jets also. All Florio and his team wrote, can Geno Smith hold off Sam Howell? What? That is the context around ranking them 21st. That like justifies that. I don't. To me, that's apples and oranges. Maybe to them, maybe they're doing ayahuasca. Actually, maybe they're doing other things stronger than ayahuasca. Honestly, I don't know what's going on there, but whatever. Go up from the Seahawks 21st. You have the Jaguars, the Falcons 19th, the Colts 18th, the Bears are 17th. The Buccaneers magically made it in the top 10 because the Bucs all of a sudden are a top 10 team. You would think we're back in 2020, right? You think maybe Brady was back coming out of retirement? No. Baker and them, Bulls, 20. Forget the 20s like they were last year. We're going to put them 9th, top 10, because we know everything. The Packers are 6th magically. Whatever. The Jets. The same Jets that Mike Clay ranked having the best roster in football. First. You know what else is first or was first? The Jets defense last year was first. You know who wasn't on the Jets last year because he got hurt? Aaron Rodgers, a top 10 quarterback all time, coming back, getting him some help with Tyron Smith, having AVT come back. Tippmann's another year in, making all rookie teams. This Jets offensive line, by the way, I saw something earlier, I forget where, they were ranked as the most talented offensive line in the NFL. Number one, 3.8 out of 4.0, they were ranked. I forgot where. You would think, I don't know, I mean, Vegas has us 7th, 8th in the best odds to win the Super Bowl. I don't know, you would think 15th, maybe, 18th, the lowest. I mean, if you're 18th on this ranking, the Bears and the Steelers are in front of you. The Steelers all of a sudden are a top 15 team, by the way, because they got Russell Wilson. And Najee Harris, who can barely move, is going to magically, take deer antler spray or something and become, Jamal Lewis or something. But you go down and down and down. The Saints are 24th. I still haven't hit the Jets yet. The Saints? The Aints? With maybe the worst coach in football. I think worse than Saleh, Dennis Allen, who will be out of there this year. This is last year. He will not be the Saints coach next year. The Jets are 25th. 25th. The Raiders are 26th. So we're with the Raiders and the Saints and the Titans and the Giants. Like, we're that team. The same team that was ranked with having the best roster by someone who actually uses analytics, Mike Clay, and actually deep dives into the roster components and the schemes. Doesn't write one word descriptions because you don't want to do the research to give a paragraph. It's easy to write one sentence, one word. It's the Vikings. The Viking sentence, the epic thing Mike Florio and his team came up with for the Vikings was, will they be better or worse without Kirk Cousins? That justifies ranking them 23rd? Like, this is the worst piece of content I've ever read in my life. And I'm not Mr. Content. I've had very bad things that I've wrote. Not bad things, like just dumb things that weren't good, not properly organized. This is just dirt. This is straight dirt, this entire thing. The Jets, the one thing I will say about the Jets, he did write the one thing that could completely derail their season. They're counting, he writes, on way too many injured veterans to stay healthy. Agreed. I agree with that. That's the best thing he wrote in this, on the worst ranking on this list by far. The Jets have a top 10 team this year, whether you like it or not. And I'm not fanboying. I'm not a fanboy. I'm keeping it real. Why? I'll give you stats. Number 1 defense last year, based on PFF. Let's say they're top 5. One of the best corners in the game. We got Hassan Reddick, one of the best linebacking crew in the game, especially up the middle. One of the best D tackles in the game. Now, on offense, we bring in one of the best quarterbacks the game's ever seen. One of the best running backs in the game. One of the best wide receivers in the game. Left tackles, right guard. But no, we're 25th with the Saints ahead of us. When the NFL national media is going to grow up a little bit, some of these people, and not think that because they disagree with Rodgers politically, that they can just do whatever they can to make the Jets seem worse and worse than they are and just bring them down, bash them, beat them while they're down. I'm telling you all this right now. I freaking love it. I love this. This is what is going to lead to us having a successful 2024. When you get clowned on over and over and over again, this Graziano, Florio, Nick Wright, Colin, blah, 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 the pompous jerks will take the final L. I'm telling you, it's a life thing. The pompous jerks take the final L's. They're not always right. You don't just bark and yell and nobody else missed mandatory minicamp but this guy. This guy's never been able to lead anything. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah. We know you don't like his COVID stance. Why don't you just say it? Why don't you go to one of his rallies and debate him? Or why don't you have a debate with him on YouTube like every other channel is doing these days? But no, let's have our personal gripes with people affect our professional job. That's what's going on. The personal gripe is affecting how you conduct your profession in how you're ranking and doing things.